What's normal in your country, but considered weird in the rest of the world? In New Zealand it is normal to be barefoot in public. In the mall, the supermarket, fast food places etc. It's even normal for kids to go to primary school barefoot. It's recognized this is unusual and has become a point of national pride for some people. Don't get me wrong, it's not like everyone is doing this, but it's a noticeable minority and would be seen on a daily basis, even in winter. We scream when we cut the birthday cake in Venezuela. It is expected to be a blood-curdling scream, and people laugh at you and ridicule you if it wasn't loud or scary enough. Also, our birthday song is like 2 minutes long. In Denmark, if you haven't gotten married before the age of 25, you'll get tied to a street light and get showered with cinnamon. It's common to see big orange spots on the ground around street lights. It's a very old tradition and we don't actually expect people to get married before 25, but the tradition still goes on. 1. Throwing porcelain, ceramic pots, and other things in front of the bride-to-be's house a day or two before the wedding, in order to break them into shards. It is said that these shards bring luck. Anything that breaks can be thrown, except for mirrors, as breaking a mirror brings 7 years of bad luck according to superstition. 2. Calling people out if they don't maintain eye contact when clinking glasses. It is said that people who look away will have 7 years of bad sex. In Switzerland, carrying your military rifle with you. You get the SIG 550 when being conscripted in the army and you take it home in your own property. Now, they're two different cases. When you're going to or coming from the military base, you also have your whole gear with you and you're in uniform, so no one is suspicious. But there's the TIC case. We have mandatory shooting here, obligatorische Sakerschießungsdienst, so you go to the shooting range. Many young guys don't have a car, so it's legal to transport these guns just with a train etc. without wearing your uniform. There were actually some alerts to the police made by tourists which thought there was a criminal or active shooter on the way. The military made a response to the press later and said that was legal. That was the case of a radio moderator which had his gun with him as he was going to work in morning and to the shooting range on afternoon. He was ride his bicycle and had his rifle on him. Today, the soldiers don't carry ammo with them, but in my time, that was before 2007, we had the Taschen munition emergency ammo, which was a sealed package with 50 into 5.56mm NATO rounds. Maybe this is not weird for US Redditors, but for many countries in the world with strict gun laws, like in Germany, a weapon have to be separated into parts, separated from ammo and always to be in a locked suitcase according to the law. I have no idea if this is common anywhere else, but in Norway talking to anyone in the public, on buses, on streets, etc. is avoided as much as possible, and we avoid strangers as much as we can. If we are on the bus, whenever a new passenger comes in, we pray to God that they don't sit next to us because we enjoy our privacy. We want to sit alone and enjoy music/movie/staring out the window, knowing that the presence of another person is non-existent. So to speak, Norwegians were always prepared for battling COVID-19. Not my country, but in Spain people celebrating a special moment or personal accomplishments, like their birthdays, bring something for the rest of the group to share instead of the other way around. I saw kids bring candy for the rest of their class on their birthday. My Spanish coworker brought in a cake because their wife gave birth. I thought it was cute and a kind way to say, I hope you have a sweet moment on my special day. Context: I'm Spanish but studied my bachelor degree in the UK. This is more an anecdote on what is considered strange in my country, but totally normal for me. After inviting a few uni friends to my hometown in Spain, a baffled former British friend said it was really strange that Spanish people drank during lunchtime and dinner, just for the pleasure of it, rather than to get drunk. She thought it was a waste of money to drink without actually getting drunk. She was dead serious. That was a real cultural turning point for me. The Dutch commuter bicycle is apparently a somewhat unique feature to the Netherlands, to the point old Dutch bicycles are exported to other countries like Canada, where they are apparently a hot commodity. Of course, cycling is not unique to the Netherlands, and the fact so many people, despite the dangers and lack of proper bicycle systems, still choose to use the bike as their mode of transportation makes it clear these are desperately needed. Still, the almost casual integration of the bicycle into the Dutch social landscape is still worth many eyebrow raises from foreigners. Seeing business people and high-ranking politicians, including our Prime Minister, using the bicycle as their mode of transportation would be an odd sight outside of the Netherlands. Of course, that system didn't pop out of the ground like that. Every meter has been built with the blood of traffic victims, including many children. Great way to keep that bicycle path deep red though. If you ever find yourself surrounded by 3 or more Spaniards and want to start a mini civil war, you only have to ask with or without onion. You don't need to specify what, they'll all know instantly what you're talking about. In the highly unlikely event that they all were in agreement, there is a follow-up question guaranteed to succeed where the former one failed, raw egg, or fully cooked. Although the degenerates who like their egg raw refer to it as being juicy or delicious. You'll have massive argument going on in no time. What can I say? We take potato omelette very seriously. Multi-generational homes. In the US, someone who lives with their parents is a loser, while in most South American countries, it's a way to ensure you have a career. Your parents/grandparents take care of your kids and you get to go into your career. Women are able to achieve the American dream, being able to have a career and children, if that's what they want. Men are able to stash cash instead of burning it on rent for an apartment, so they can show off they're so independent to the random girl they're with. Your parents/grandparents get to enjoy more time with the newest members of the family and have a guaranteed place to stay when they get older. There is one tiny little downside: the real estate market isn't in a constant bubble as people's kids don't need apartments, so the overall cost of real estate is more constrained. I wonder why the US real estate is broken. In the UK, it's normal for cats to be able to come and go from the house as they please outside of dense city centers. Generally, we'd feel sorry for a cat that was always kept inside for being trapped and unable to roam like cats naturally do. There have been TV shows about domestic cats' habits, and they regularly have a mile-wide territory in the suburbs and 5 miles or more in the countryside. This is changing a bit with time, and indoor cats are slowly becoming more common, particularly with apartment living in densely urban areas, but when I was a kid, an indoor cat was virtually unheard of. In America, many people treat their cats and dogs like small children, cooking them entire meat meals just for them daily, and walking small dogs around in little baby strollers is less common, but still common enough you can see it out in public regularly in rich areas. Cats and dogs often sleep in bed with the owners. Dogs are given benefit of the doubt by strangers, with people commonly asking to pet people's dogs. A dog in a public place will be pet by a fair amount of passerbys, usually with permission but not always. Houses that cost 45-60k in 1997 now cost 1 million to 1.5 million. I found images of some old real estate brochures a couple years back and it honestly pisses me off. And no, they are not special in any way. Not beachfront property, not a mansion, not historically or culturally notable or anything. Just shitty little 2-bedroom houses built in the 60s, with or without a small backyard. The economy here is overly reliant on real estate, and now we have a generation of people who will never own their own homes. Thanks, Australia. My family and I came here from a war-torn country expecting a better life, only to progressively get shit on more and more over the past almost 2.5 decades, and this is just the icing on the cake. May the 1st, the young lads will carry a birch tree that's adorned with colorful paper in the name of the girl they want to woo through the city with their friends and put it up at said girl's window and have to defend the tree the night over, for other suitors or opportunists might take it down. Otherwise, the tree stays up for 1 month. When the guys show up again to take the tree with them, sadly, nowadays many guys seem to forget this part of the tradition. If the girls likes them, they are repaid with an invitation to dinner and a crate of beer. The beer is usually seen as a payment for friends of the sweeter who helped carrying and defending the tree. In the US, at my school, we had an entire day where police officers, firefighters, veterans, and volunteers would come to our school and we would do things like have a relay race. Wait, it gets dark. In said relay race, we would run from one room in the basement, which was the first floor, the second was the ground floor, down the hall to another. Once we reached the second room, we pulled a card that said arm or leg, and we'd have to do a tourniquet on a classmate's arm or leg to practice if there was ever a shooter. That day also included calming down a teacher that got shot, learning how to make our own tourniquet, and a few fairly normal shooter drill minus the fact that 2 adults had guns filled with blanks. It was traumatizing. Having your electricity just gone. Nowhere in the world do they just shut down electricity for literally no fucking reason, except in Serbia. I have 2 things that can't go an hour without electricity, and every day they turn it off for just about that much. And those are not any machines. No. Those keep the chickens warm, breathe wet, and pigs warm too. Last time 3 chickens died, this time 5. And if this keeps going, I don't think I will be able to continue. A New Year tradition, which I don't think every country does. As the midnight countdown is rung in on the city hall, it is tradition for everyone celebrating indoors to switch on the television and scramble to the highest viewing point. Normally this is the sofa, and jump into the new year from there. Girls typical takes their high heels off to do this, so they don't twist their ankle in the process. This tradition is supposed to bring good luck to jump into the new year like that, and bad luck if you don't. In Czech, we beat women with homemade braided sticks during Easter while reciting poems. In exchange, the men get a small treat. Used to be eggs along with a small treat. Where I'm from now, it's usually just a shot of alcohol nowadays. Different regions have different rules. In some regions the women can defend themselves with buckets of ice water. In some only after 11 AM etc. I never understood what's up with Easter egg hunting until I moved abroad, and a moment later. The ban of chewing gum. We are actually happy with it. At least our cleaners don't have to scrape gum off walls and trains and floors. It makes keeping the country clean easier. And yeah, it was banned because people couldn't dispose of their gum properly and stick it everywhere, including to jam train doors. Another thing would probably be a hungry ghost festival. A large part of the population believes hell is just another planet in another dimension after death, and their dead ancestors, parents, grandparents will need money, credit card, houses, cars to survive in there, so they won't suffer and live poorly. So every hungry ghost festival, the hell gates open to the human world for them to receive things from their living descendants. So people will cook up big mats of feast with alcohol to feed our ancestors' ghosts visiting us. Roast pig, roast duck, roast chicken are popular offerings. And we will burn hell money, as well as hell cars, hell houses, hell credit cards, hell clothes, anything really. They are all made of paper. By burning them and writing our ancestors' name on it, they will receive their gifts and hopefully live in luxury. This is Singapore. I guess this is probably strange. If you break our law by illegally crossing our border, we reward you with our tax dollars, a lifetime of free healthcare, free shelter, free school for your child and you can't afford, free money, and let you vote in our elections. If you live in a state that don't have voter ID laws, it's a Democrat's wet dream. All that above, encouraged, endorsed, and pushed by Democrats. Democrats encouraged to come here illegally. They even send lawyers to the border in case you get caught, so the lawyer can coach you on what to say, so you can get released into our country and maybe ship you to a sanctuary city, which is a city illegals are sent to. Illegals with criminal records. It's a city they can go to and never be arrested, even if they kill someone, even if you're deported, and you sneak back in, you can run to a sanctuary city and will be protected. Another Democrat creation. People actually voted for all of that to keep happening. And my tax dollars pay for all of the above. Separating trash and trash tourism. Germans literally drive to dedicated recycling centers to dispose of our trash. Sometimes even a few kilometers. Usually, people have a place at home where they collect the different kinds of materials to then take them to a recycling center once they have enough. Depending on the center, it can be quite crowded there. Recycling is just the ST over here. Haha. Also, we don't just dump stuff in one big container. No, there are different containers / spaces for everything. Example, we separate between old newspaper, old cardboard boxes, which have to be unfolded / flattened, and then other kind of paper. The same counts for types of metal, wires, plastics, etc. Yeah, we love separating trash. Or should I say word stuff, literally, value materials, as we lovingly call our garbage. We, Argentinians, throw raisins on the empanadas or dumplings. They look the same, so I guess that's the American way to say it, and there's nothing more hateful than biting, tasting that juicy meat, potato, and then that sweet and unexpected flavor of the raisin. There's a debate whether to keep them in or to erase them from empanadas history, but not a lot of people care about it. It's like the Argentinian version of the debate between pineapple pizza or just pizza. Like and subscribe for more Reddit videos.